little bit of an introduction for recording.
Mhm.
Hello, hi. If this is recording, hello. My name is Arso Sessions, also known as Obby, and I am here joined today by.
It's me, it's Ahmad. Hi! I am very out of practice. Sorry if I fluff things and forget where things are on my character sheet. But I'm
That
here
is
and I am
fair and
playing
valid.
your favorite stinky bastard goose, who's not a goose at all, Alibi My Own Rules, aka Is Delta. Y'all fucking know.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's aware. Meanwhile, I'm
Everybody
going to be
knows this.
playing my stinky teenage edgy vampire, Cassius Sorrel Undine Blackmont the Third.
I'm so
Yep.
excited. I've listened
You
to
have to
games with
say
Cassius.
the
Never been in a
whole
game with
name.
Cassius.
You have to say the
Oh,
whole
no,
name.
no,
It's
I
the gag.
You'll have to write it out for me then, because again, brain small.
I will do this real quick.
I just got used to Benjamin Herman Boingo Higgins. Give me a break. Hilariously, the first character to get that name right was Buck.
There you go.
And I'm like,
That is
that's
amazing.
a hell of a name. All right.
It is, and it all pokes fun at him.
Very good. Okay,
It's
I shall
all
be
puns.
as insufferable as possible.
Good. Yes. Good. All right. So, how did we want to start this? I'm thinking now.
Well, your boy is a vampire, so vampires are notorious for being out vampiring, and then I can introduce why the fuck Delta's wandering about at night, because he does do that, honestly.
This is true. This is true. Well, Cassius, with the ailment of being a vampire, needs to drink blood. And sometimes the only way to drink blood is to go out there and get it yourself. Well, most of the time, honestly. So honestly,
sometimes
right
there's
now,
like an ice cream van and they have bloodsicle pops. They're nice, but yeah, it's rare.
The benefits of living in a toon world. So many more opportunities for vampires to feast. Especially around here in Bottomless Heights, where everything gets really crazy.
That's a lot of crazy.
There's a whole lot of crazy.
Like, on the scale of 1 to crazy, like, surprisingly, Delta is actually fairly moderate, which, you know, is a change.
Yeah.
You know, the guy who faked his own death because Yakuza and very complicated things and is now having an identity crisis because a square, one-eyed god thing demon kind of fucked with his brain. But yeah, so part of the reason he's out walking in the woods is because he's trying to process that. He's not been sleeping great. Like, this guy already wakes up at 12 noon, but that's, like, normal for this guy. He's that lazy. But, like, yeah, he's not been having good dreams, and he's like, nah. So he's doing a sort of slightly stompy walk, which is not at all stealthy. Immediately just would not pass a stealth check. This guy is having a bit of a moody, and this is highly advisable when there is someone who is out to suck your blood in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
Blah, 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 as they say.
Blah. You know what? I'm just gonna roll a general stealth for Cassius and see how he does.
I guarantee it's better than this guy.
11.
I mean, that's not amazing, but it still beats
It's
my
not.
passive perception, which is an almighty 10.
Beaten by 1.
You won. What does an 11 look like for Cassius? I feel like there was some tripping up and, you know.
Yeah. I mean, he's very tall. I think he was starting to follow Alibi, and then there was like a little thwump as he hit his head on a branch.
Yeah. I mean, Alibi is short. He's surprisingly short for a fox.
Strange that. But still, Cassius is just gonna rub his forehead and just continue following, basically sizing up this character to see if it's worth trying to grab a snack.
I mean, it's a very small snack. In fact, make a perception roll, just to observe this quarry that you are pursuing.
Yep. Yes, the quarry. Okay, hilariously, Cassius's passive perception is 15. However, his actual perception bonus is a flat d20.
Okay, that's interesting. So 13.
Yeah.
Should I roll my deception or like disguise kit against that to see what kind of a read?
Uh, I feel like a deception would work here, yeah.
Yeah, okay, just straight
Yeah.
deception. Yeah, oh, I mean, that's already a +8, so let's
Deception,
see what happens.
deception plus disguise kit or whatever, however that works. Oh no!
Oh, well, that would
And
if that was plus the disguise kit, it would be +3, so it would be exactly 13.
yeah. Although this
Let's put it
could be
this
a
way.
scenario of meets it, beats it either way, so.
I feel like, yeah, either way, you are suspicious of this fox? Question mark. I feel like it's to do with your vampire sense of smell. There's something not quite right with how the tail is moving, and it's just like you're not sure what's wrong. Like it's not high enough that I can tell you, like you're definitely sure this isn't a fox. You're just like, I don't know what the fuck is up, but something is.
Man, that enough is probably enough to make Cassie's go like, okay, Dad, no, I'm not gonna eat this, because he has no idea what this is now.
You don't eat what you don't know what it is. I respect that choice. So what's the outcome of this? What does Cassius do?
I mean, the most in-character thing
I'm not
would
eating
be
that. I
for
don't
him
know where
to,
it's been.
like, yeah, basically not eating that, don't know where it's been. The most in-character thing to right now would be for him to turn around and walk away and find something else. But then we wouldn't interact. At all.
Luck could happen to prevent this guy from leaving, but...
This is true.
I mean, heck, I'll just do a general luck roll. Let's see if something funny happens. 15. That's not like the most hilarious roll, but I feel like something happens. Like, I know, you turn around and walk straight back into the same branch that you just walked into.
Yeah. It's just like a loud thwomp, and then Cassie's going, stop, pack.
Yeah, that definitely, like, even though Alibi is very distracted and very much in his own head, he does the like spinning around and the karate hands, even though he doesn't know any fucking karate. He's like, oh, okay, so who the fuck you? Are you following me, or was that just like a coincidental OPEC? What's the situation here? Should I be concerned?
Cassius is just rubbing his forehead, and he already looks so done. I believe this is more of a coincidental situation. Now, if you'll excuse me, I will be on my way. And he doesn't even bother introducing himself. He's just leaving.
I mean, Alibi's gonna comically follow him. Like, now we've got the reverse situation, like, you know, Alibi is very cagey right now, and, like, this guy just appeared out of nowhere, like, didn't see him walk past him, and there's only one path, so he must have been, like, behind him. So, like, he's just going to mock copy Cassius's walk, like, step for step, and whatever mannerisms he's doing. Oh, by the way, don't mind this. I'm just coincidentally copying what you do, okay?
Cassius just rolls his eyes, and he's gonna keep going. He's had experience with ignoring annoying folks before, so he's gonna try his best here. But you know, Delta is his own special brand of annoying, so we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah. And yeah, we just have a couple of silent shots of them both, like, mirroring each other, and Cassius keeps trying to maybe do something to throw Alibi off, but the luck kicks in so he knows exactly when to step left and step right and raise an arm and hop around.
Yeah! Like, Cassius is just, like, he, like, tries to pause and, like, change his weight, like, which way he's leaning, and just sees Alibi copying just as exactly as possible.
So do you do this every night, or is this just...
What?
I mean, is this a hobby that you do? And while he's saying this, he's, like, dancing around because Cassius just did something stupid.
Well, I do take time to go on a few nightly walks, yes. Which is
You
much
have
better when I do it alone. So if you don't mind, and he just gestures to the other direction the path is going as a not so subtle peck off, go away.
But what a coincidence! I was also rather enjoying my solo walk, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, this chap appeared behind me. By the way, I don't think we've been introduced. My name's Alibi. Forgive me if I don't shake a hand.
Well, Cassius didn't even bother to outstretch one, so he just stares down at Alibi, and then he looks back up at him. Cassius, now, if you don't mind, I suggest we part ways, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Cool, I'm good at those. With my +0. Oh, let's see how it goes. A 10, yeah, that figures.
Yeah, well, Cassius did just cast suggestion.
Okay, so what, you're suggesting that Alibi turns around and walks away from you?
Yeah, basically.
Okay, Alibi proceeds to do that. Again, I'm going to roll luck and see if something manages to turn me around. 14, what would you say happens with a 14?
14, It might take a little bit to get turned around. Honestly, it's probably just like... I imagine they're like in a big park, and like the path is actually just a big circle around the park.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was literally going in the same direction, so yeah, they both go in the opposite directions and just circle around on this big thing, and immediately, so like about 2 minutes later, are face to face again.
But
well, I did what you told me to, so I don't know what the problem is here. Clearly, you just can't stay away from my magnetic personality.
Ugh. Cassius is just like rubbing his temples.
Cassius, that's a very strange name. You've got a bit of a, forgive me for saying, an unusual accent. Where are you from?
I don't believe that is your business to know.
True, but seeing as we're going to keep popping up in each other's peripherals, we might as well try and have a civil conversation.
Dreamworkers. I'm from Dreamworkers. And you?
Oh. Yeah, well, technically, isn't it? But we don't really talk about that. I'm one of the Balcoxians, you know. We're a bit touchy about that. I mean, really, who would admit to being a Giznepian without a bit of a wince there? And, yeah, for the first time, he's actually kind of like, I'm actually having a conversation with a person, and it's not unpleasant.
So, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing out here at, well, having a late night walk sort of thing?
He just, like, gestures at you with, like, a pair of apparently gloved hands. Is just like, you, me, we're both doing that. But he's like, okay, fine. I personally just wanted to clear my head. I haven't been sleeping well, if you have to know.
Fair enough. He's just...
And you're not
Cassius
going to do me the
more and
courtesy
more
of replying in kind.
I suppose you could say I'm looking for a bite to eat. Well, not many places are open at this hour.
Now, given that this guy is, like, legitimately, canonically a superstitious motherfucker, can I make, like, an insight roll or something?
Yes, please do.
Okay. I only have a +1 in insight, so it's not all that. 15!
I mean, it's a little bit obvious.
It's a little bit obvious.
Especially now that Cassius has drawn attention to it.
I feel like there's, like, a series of ticks, like, tick, tick, and, like, while doing that, like, from Alibi's point of view, it's, like, zooming in on different parts of Cassius, and then it's, like, just the teeth. And they're just, like, there, man. Like, they're just on your character design. He's got little cute fangs sticking out, and the pointy ears, and pale skin, and it's nice. And Alibi suddenly looks a little bit nervous. So he sort of takes a step backwards and is like, well, it was lovely to meet you, and I do hope you accomplish that goal, but not in my company. Excuse me, I think I forgot I have an appointment with my dentist at 1 a.m. Bye!
Cassius,
He's running.
Yeah, no, Cassius isn't following. He'll just give him a little wave and then just like start going on his way again. Well, that went better than expected.
And then you hear a sort of the cartoon screech noise, like the. Excuse me, you are a vampire, aren't you?
Cassius is staring down at Delta like he's the most inconvenient thing in the world.
I mean, it's not incorrect.
Yeah. Yes. Well, obviously. And he gestures at himself, at his face, the fangs, the ears, the nose.
Did you? No, there's no point in even asking. Why did you bite me?
But
my arm.
are you talking about?
I assume you do this a lot, so maybe.
Seen you before in my life.
Well, I find that marginally insulting. I have rather distinctive features. I know you probably chew down on anybody who passes by. Clearly, you're not a very discerning taste. But
I have no idea where you've been. I have no idea what you are. You're obviously not a fox.
If you could ixnay on the ox fox not being a, that would be really good.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hit a nerve somewhere in there? And he's just kind of like stalking forward.
When you poked your tooth into me the other night. I mean,
I wouldn't bite you for all the money in Einquell.
Listen, I am not one to blow my own horn, but I am from quality stock, and frankly, I think you'd be very lucky to have a taste of this. But why? Like, you could go anywhere. They practically give blood away at hospitals, apparently. I've never been in one, so I wouldn't know, but...
Cassius is just pinching the bridge of his nose again. It's not that simple. In order to get blood like that, you need proper paperwork, and I don't want to get into this right now.
Okay. No, paperwork I do understand. You don't have to tell me about that. So a shudder runs through him, flashes back to the DMV. But Alibi is now like not so much afraid of this guy, and also just like pissed off because he's like, someone bit me the other night, still haven't resolved that, and the vampire is a rather convenient explanation for that. For those who are very confused as to what's happening, I advise that you listen to the latest Luck Trio game because some shit happened, especially right at the end. I'm still fucking nervous about that. So yeah, Alibi's trying to find an explanation as to why he woke up with like a red spot on his arm, and he doesn't really know what happened, but like, yeah, that's maybe one of the very first times he's ever bled. So what the hell happened? Anyway, this guy's got pointy teeth, he's a vampire, it makes fucking sense. This is Bottomless Heights. So he's just like, okay, well, if it wasn't you, which presumably maybe it wasn't, maybe it was one of your chums. So if you could tell them to step off. Also, does this mean I now turn into a vampire? Because I'm going to be honest with you, that would be really inconvenient.
No. Vampirism only happens when you drink a vampire's blood or get it into your bloodstream. So unless you want that to happen, actually, no, you know what, I wouldn't even do it. Even if you wanted.
He doesn't know how to respond to that. He feels like he should be insulted, but he's also like, I kind of don't want to be a vampire. So he's just like going on a face journey right now.
Honestly, Kat, if you want to roll insight, you can.
I can, but again, with my +1, I doubt anything's gonna happen.
4. Yeah, no.
4. Definitely.
For the
not.
audience,
For
some of the things Cassius is... Some of the things Cassius is saying is purely to get a reaction.
Yeah, that figures. But yeah, this guy is tired. He's kind of pissed off, and he wants answers, and he doesn't know where to get them from.
So I'm assuming you're not going to leave me alone until I take you to someone else who might have the answers.
Well, clearly you don't have a clue, so how about you introduce me to someone who does?
And with all the energy of a teenager that doesn't want to be doing this, he's just gonna pinch the bridge of his nose and silently gestured for Alibi to follow. And he's just gonna start stalking through the park.
And again, just to continue the gag, Alibi copies him exactly, just to go back to the first. So yeah, he's stalking him through the forest, quite literally.
They take 2 steps before Cassius, like, stops Alibi with his umbrella. Don't do that.
But it's so much fun. I've had a wretched week.
I'm not exactly a fun-loving person. Now, if we could please. And he just continues walking.
The audience still sees Alibi mouthing, and then follows him. Actually, he extracts from his hammer space. Let's just see if that actually works. Oh, it's a D10, isn't it? Yep, from his hammer space, he pulls out his fancy new walking cane, which he never remembers to use, but because Cassius has an umbrella, now he can copy him even better. He also looks more fancy, so that's a plus.
Mm-hmm. More fancy than you did before.
Oh, boy. So, where are we going, Cassius?
Okay. So I imagine that, from what we discussed, there is a place where some vampires who live around this area do, like, tend to meet up throughout Bottomless Heights. It's like a,
There's like AA meetings.
Yeah, like a social get-together that happens every few weeks or so. The question is, where do we want this to occur? Do we want it to occur at a graveyard? Do we want it to occur at somewhere else equally spooky? Like, what are we feeling for? What's the vibes?
I do like a spooky, but the point is, like, this is Cassius's gang, so what kind of location would Cassius naturally navigate towards? Like, it might be the cool youth club for the vampires. It may not be as traditional as, say, a catacomb or something. It could just be a bar. It could just be, like, a place that nowhere else goes.
That's really funny, actually. Yeah, I do like the idea of it just being a bar.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Although, I do have to mention, as much of a vampire Cassius is, he doesn't hang out with other vampires all that often. He probably only just goes here every once in a blue moon to get free food.
Understandable.
So yeah, Alibi's gonna lead, not Alibi, Cassius! Blah! Brain!
It's gonna say, I don't know where the fuck we're going. I mean, the luck could probably get us there, but...
Yeah, Cassius is basically just gonna lead the way. And I will say, he's purposely gonna go, like, a very long and boring way to see if he can just shake Alibi off through just pure disinterest.
Okay, how about you roll survival? I feel like that's the closest we're gonna get to a roll like that.
Oh boy, it's just a flat D20. Here we go. 17.
A 17! Like, 17's good. I'm gonna say, like, you actually managed to lose your tail for a minute. Especially because vampires fast, you know. This guy has short legs. So, even though...
And Cassius is 6'9". He is a skyscraper in comparison to most students.
Absolutely. And in relation to this, once Alibi realizes that he is not only flagging, but has actually lost sight of Cassius, he is going to sort of pull his, like, coat ears down and sort of, well, fine, I don't usually get to do this, so it's kind of fun anyway. How did I do it again? And he thinks hard enough about, like, how he managed to fly last time, And the thing that made him fly last time was he was actually having a really good time. And then he remembers having a really good time with Jack and Sal, and he feels happy. And it's Peter Pan, motherfuckers. So, yeah, Delta starts to hover, and then he's like, oh, right, yeah, got it. And starts doing the tails, as in Sonic tails, spinning his tail to, like, propel himself along. So he's flying and is going to try and locate, his quarry. Now, how the tables have turned. What should I roll for that? How should I find you?
I'd say either perception or survival. Could be
both of them have got a stinking big 0, so yeah, that's right. Yeah.
A goose egg, if you will.
A goose egg. I'm gonna use a luck point. That was a dunker. That was even worse. That was even worse. This game is gonna like hit the rocks much sooner than I anticipated. I'm gonna find the bar. Oh no. Okay, yeah, I've completely lost you. What happens now?
Honestly, it would be really funny if like Cassius like looks behind himself, sees that he's lost Alibi, and he goes, "Finally, jeez." And he's also gonna cast fly on himself.
Are you shitting me? We're gonna crash into each other like vertical to horizontal?
I'm hoping for it. However, when Cassius casts fly, I have flavored it that he turns into a little bat a la vampire.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
So he just like ducks into an alleyway, and then like a few seconds later, like a little bat comes fluttering out the top between the buildings.
Actually, you know what? It would make so much sense if this bar is on a rooftop.
Oh, you're right. Oh, you're right.
It's called the Belfry. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes! Oh my god, that's such a cute bat as well. The art just got posted. Oh, baby! Ah!
Yeah! There he is. Look at him.
Okay, I'm gonna roll perception again and see if I see this bat appearing, because I feel like he probably would get a clue on that. No, that's a 4 again. My god, we're determined with that 4.
I will also roll perception.
Wait. Well, hang on. Neither of us see shit, so that actually might encourage the idea that we crash into each other.
Yes, that's what I was hoping for.
Oh no.
Cassius is just beelining for the bar, like, yes, finally, I've lost him, and then crash!
Yeah. And now Alibi has a bat in his hood, and that's all sorts of levels of not want. So, like, there's just this mad tumble through the air. And yeah, I think they just like crash land on the doormat. Yeah. So, so don't worry, he's got no eyes.
Meanwhile, Cassius is just freaking out and just like flapping his wings and trying to get out, but it's clothing. It's clothing everywhere.
Yeah. There's a kitty-colored scarf and something green, and you're pretty sure you felt something else move in there. That was
doesn't like that. Doesn't like that. Doesn't like that. Cassius probably like finally shoots out of Alibi's hood and goes crashing to the ground.
I feel like you probably like ran smack into the door, so it like gives the secret knock, and then the door just like. And in the door there's like this tall Igor guy who's just like, "Come in, masters, and get off the floor. You look like bums."
Hello. Cassius is just gonna very grumpily just like hop up onto his little hind bat legs and shake himself off.
He just walks in as a bat. That's adorable.
You know what? Yeah, he's just gonna toddle his way in.
Yeah, Alibi recognized the disgruntled side as like, you will. All right, I've got polymorph too. Okay, twirls the cane and walks in after. Oh wait! I've just had a thought. I'm just gonna. Yes! Oh my god! So this is like, That was just a sort of incident roll. So I feel like 17 is high enough that in the tangle and the distraction and the scratching and the bat in my face, Delta has taken his hood off and not put it back up.
Oh.
So he's just like, he's so distracted and like done. He's also really fucking tired. I gotta emphasize that.
Hey.
And yeah, so he's just sauntered into this bar, twirling a cane, and lo, this is Delta Song Danger, the guy who's supposed to be fucking dead. And the guy on the door is going to roll history. I'm gonna give him a 2. Guy on the door knows who he is.
I mean, considering the context clues here, if Delta Song Danger, the person who's supposed to be dead, is walking into a vampire jive.
Yep. And yeah, so the Igor guy just like stoops down and he's like, oh, the explanation. I completely understand, Mr. Delta Song. And Delta just slows down and just stops twirling the cane. It's like,
hey, Mud, you want a fun fact about Cassius's character sheet?
Yes.
He has a passive investigation of 21.
Oh my god, wow. Okay, that's a lot. Jeez.
Yeah. So
are you like a detective or what?
Well, he has the observant feat.
Yeah, that's a detective.
Yeah. He could be if he put any effort into it.
Yeah, that's hilarious. You're walking in front of this guy, so you may not even have seen the...
He probably heard the guy saying the name and just like one of his ears flicks and he turns around like, what?
Yeah, Delta just like gives a big toothy smile and makes sure to, emphasize those pointy geese teeth. He's like, yes! You. Well, I heard good things about this place and, it's been a little bit trying, so if you could keep it on the down low, my good sir. And he's going to pass off. What can I afford to pass this guy off with? I'm going to give him 5 gold. That feels like it's probably enough to be generous, but not flamboyant, right?
Yeah.
Just like, please be shush. That would be great. Okay, minus 5 gold to my expenses. Goodbye. Oh no, I now only have 600 gold. Oh my god, I still can't fucking believe that. Thank you, Luck Trio Game.
He's so rich!
He's so fucking rich. I was trying to get rid of money in that game. Then I rolled a 7. Yikes.
And then you roll
okay, so like he's just like immediately like, okay, this is my new persona. I am now Delta Song
Danger, but a vampire.
Like he's like, okay, I can work this. I've basically got the look down already. I've got ruffles and shit under here. You don't even fucking know. So
yeah, well, you're about to deal with a whole new problem because Cassius is suddenly interested.
Oh no! No!
This is the last thing you wanted.
How does this manifest? Do I just have a bat on my face again?
You have a bat on your shoulder, so...
Okay. Really? I mean, personal space, really.
I think Cassius isn't really talking, he's just kind of, like, parading himself around Alibi's shoulders. Just, getting, like, an up-close and personal look.
If you keep acting like this, I'm gonna pretend like I'm your boss, and you don't want that.
I actually have a question. What level of nobility is Delta Song Danger?
Gosh, there's a fucking question. You'd think me, the Brit, would know. I've just said like the Balkarxian family, like anyone related to Scrooge is very fucking well known of. They've always kind of been the clan leaders. Like in Scottish history, like the clan leaders were big respect, but like it's not like they had a noble rank like we have earls and dukes and archdukes and stuff. So like, they had their own terms for that, and I'm not gonna pretend to know them because I'm a stupid ass English girl.
That is
my
fair
apologies
and valid, and I love you.
Everybody from Scotland for just England. That's That's the apology, like just the whole fucking package. So yeah,
Sorry for England. Signed Mod.
Sorry for England. Could say that to basically the entire globe. Actually, really could.
Yeah.
So, including
Sorry
Cornwall,
for
which is part of England. Anyway, we suck. The end. So yeah, they're nobles. They're well known of, and maybe Delta, when in life, did abuse that a little bit, especially to like go abroad for no reason at all.
Oh, don't worry. Cassius also did at one point.
Yeah, so, I mean, Delta before death was such an asshole. Oh my god, like Dorian Gray level asshole. Yeah, people will have definitely heard about him. He was. In fact, being a vampire really does like make a fucking lot of sense because this guy sucks. Hey, okay, we got the bad joke in. It's done. Cross it off the list. Anyway, so yeah, Delta is just kind of like on a new level of, okay, so I really need to like keep an eye on you if you tell anybody outside of the circle. You might not know this, but things happen around me that I'm not necessarily in control of, and something bad might happen to you. So just keep that in mind. It's not actually my fault if an anvil lands on you repeatedly.
I've heard the rumors.
Okay, good. So zip.
I'll keep quiet as long as you keep quiet about me being here, okay?
What? I thought this was like your go-to place. Why are we here?
I mean, in the general town. Just don't. And he just gently gives Delta a couple pats before he basically hops off and turns back into his big, gangly vampire form.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you are tall. I had forgotten already. So, what? You don't like these guys? Or do these guys not like you? I can believe that.
It's a bit of both. And he's just gonna...
Well, let's go talk to the guys! Come on, you've got to introduce me. And he's like dragging him along now. He's like, give me the tea! Or whatever else you drink in here. It's probably not tea.
It's probably not tea. And if Delta's gonna fit in around here, he's gonna also have to not drink tea.
Oh no. Oh god. If it was Angie, we wouldn't have a problem. Anyway, so we have entered the abode of... What is this? Like, yeah, what level of social club is this?
I think it's like a mix kind of thing. You got like the high end folks, and then you've also got the lower end folks. It's basically like everyone from around this area just gathers here kind of thing.
Okay, it's a local pub.
Yeah, local pub.
But for vampires.
Yeah.
Should I do a general like perception roll for the crowd? Because like 2 new people have come in, they may not pay attention at all, or they may do the Western saloon thing where everybody fucking stops and looks at you.
Yeah, do it.
Alright, I'll just roll a straight 20. 15! I think there's a sizable lull in conversation, and like one guy like elbows another guy and is like, is that fucking Delta song? You know, someone has realized already. And I'm afraid Delta is just going to work it. So yeah, he's just going to swagger on in and try to be a part of the club, but he's also like dragging Cassius along because it's like, you all might get in. I have to pretend like I'm besties with you. Even if I'm not.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, this is already wonderful. This is so good. Honestly, I think Cassius, he's doing the moody teenager thing where he's avoiding everyone and just going straight for getting a drink. He does not care.
Okay, that's cool. I'm just going to do a little 1 perception roll for Delta, which is, again, a straight D20. 14. Nah, there's no one particularly attractive. He's just going to ignore them as well. Hey, what? It's a watering hole. He's allowed to look.
Amazing. I love Delta so much. He's so stinky.
I'm so glad you do, because he's such a butt. Anyway, I also love Cassius. So we're going to wind our way to the bar, and with a bit of effort, Delta will get onto a bar stool. You know, with ducks, it's always a bit of a yeah. Anyway, maybe there's some of the fly spell still hanging on actually, because that lasts for a while. So he's gonna sort of flutter his way onto that. He's like, man, I am thirsty. So, who do I have to kill to get a drink around here? Do I get a giggle? Do I get a giggle from the barkeep? I hope so.
From the barkeep, yes.
He probably hears it every night. He's paid to giggle at that joke.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, sorry, my brain is dying. I'm trying to go into NPC mode,
it's okay.
It's fart noises.
I mean, I could be an NPC to interact with Cassius while Delta is trying to chum up the help and basically learn more about this place.
You know what? Sure, yeah.
Okay, from a little way into the crowd, you hear, "Oh, Cassius! Hi, darling! Darling, hi, Cassius! Come over here!
Cassius is going to pretend he hasn't heard until it's obvious that he cannot ignore it. So he just sighs and he just swivels in his chair and he hops up and he stalks on over.
He's coming over. I told you he'd come over. I told you he knew me. So, guys, this is Cassius Sorrel, you indeed, Blackmont the Third. And there's this sort of, ooh, from this little group. There's about 3 of them, and they've been, like, whispering ever since you guys came in. And this main guy has fairly long, curly hair. He's got a goatee. He's tried for a beard. It's not working. Like, you know, he's like had to rein it back. Like he managed to get the tip of the chin, but nothing else is working. Like mustache, not a chance. Yeah, and he's just like, so you remember me, don't you? Oh, so you do. You must.
Man, I'm actually gonna roll history to see if
do it.
even does. So that's gonna be a history roll. What is that for you? Oh, that's high. I did not expect it to be that high. All right. Oh, but that's a 13 still.
I mean, this guy is so wishy-washy, and you've, like, basically tried to forget who this guy is. And so, like, do you want to, like, make a random guess at a name? I'll try and, like, make a real name out of it that's somewhere close.
Either that, or you know what? Cassius isn't even gonna bother, and he's like, "No, I don't. You don't ring any bells for me."
Aww. The other two kind of like look a little bit sad for their friend, but also kind of amused because you know, like he'd been picking him up like he was his friend or whatever, and yeah, he says, "Oh, well, it's Fabio. Hi." Well, that's awkward. But anyway, how are you? It's been like, what? 2 years since, you know. And you don't know, because it was like at 13. You can't remember why you know this guy.
Yeah, no. Cassius is basically just... he doesn't care. He really doesn't care. So he's honestly just gonna be like, no, that sounds right, and just play along in the hopes that it will get this guy to talk faster so that he can leave.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I suppose it was only a small fashion show and you only did a little bit of catwalking, so it's fine. But anyway, you did look really nice in the outfit that I got you. You know, it was silk, imported, you know. Yeah, from the real kind aisle. I know. I'm such a dog. But anyway, so how long have you been coming here? I haven't seen you around here.
I came around here a couple months ago. It's been a spell since I've decided to come back and make my rounds.
Oh, well, you've got to try this. Come on. We're doing a sort of a, in inverted commas, a wine tasting evening. Isn't that fun?
It does sound interesting.
Try this one, try this. And he hands you a glass of something red and liquid.
Red and liquid.
Red and liquid.
Well, it's something Cassius can drink. So he will just take a little sip.
What do you think? Tell me, be honest. And I want you to roll perception, because it's like, it is, you are perceiving with your taste buds.
Okay. That's just gonna be a flat D20. 15.
Okay, so it's kind of got a malty flavor. It's got like little chimes of hops in it. It's not unpleasant, but it's like kind of meaty. Like you wouldn't be able to drink much of this. It's like it's pretty strong.
Honestly, Cassie's probably just says that same description, which I've already forgotten.
Yep, that's fair enough. The other two vampires in this little clutch are like nodding and like being, oh yeah, hops. Yeah, I got hops. Did you get hops? I got hops. I got a sort of whiskey feel. And Fabio's like, yes. So this is from, and he's got the little blood sample bag, and it says, okay, so this is from Sam. He's a raging alcoholic. So yes, big sad. But don't worry, he's having to take something of a teetotaler course at the hospital. Got into a bit of an accident. Might have been my fault. Oopsie, what can I say? But they're blaming it on drink driving, so I'm fine. I know, I'm like, just so naughty. And yeah, the other two are like, oh! So yeah, you've got a slightly boozy red there. It's quite well-bodied.
Uh-huh. It certainly is, and Cassius is going to make the dumb decision of drinking some more of it.
Awesome! I want you to make a con save.
Oh, this won't go well.
No, it won't. Let's see.
Oh, never mind. It'll go extremely well.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah, you get past the lightheadedness, and yeah, you're fine. With a 20, you're absolutely golden. Do you want to like keep tabs on the guy you brought in with you, or are you just like hanging out with these guys now?
When I say Cassius doesn't care, he really doesn't care. He's not bothering.
That's fine. I'm just gonna roll a d20
If Delta gets into trouble, it's Delta's fault. Oh no.
I'm not saying what happened. So it's all right. In the background, I know what happened. But you're just enjoying your wine tasting evening. Do you want to take another sample?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not?
Reach out or are handed another vial. This one looks a little darker, but it's still red. And roll me perception again.
Perception. Boop-a-doop. 18.
Ooh, 18. Yeah, you're getting into
Even
it now.
better.
So this one is punchy. Ooh, this one's fiery. This one's like actually kind of spicy. It's like it's not hot temperature wise, but it almost feels like it could be. Like it's like it's really got you. And one of the vampires starts coughing. And he's like, oh, Fabio, what's that? Where did you get this? And Fabio says, oh, this one's fun. You'll like this one. I actually quite like it myself. So this is dragonborn blood. And again, there's a little ooh. And more people have started paying attention. Because it's like, oh, we're doing this game now. Oh, how fun. And yeah, so Fabio goes into describing that this is a dragonborn who's gone in for a tooth extraction. And yeah, they have a person on the inside of the dentists who takes a little extra. Just a little snipsy. A little extra. Just in case, like a little sippy. Wash and spit, but also like a little bit extra comes out. Yeah, so that one goes down well. And again, I'm just going to roll another background check. What's happening back there? Oh, that's quite fun. Okay. In the background, you hear a sort of whizzing sound, and then a clack, and then like you feel like someone started a bar fight back there. But whatever's happening back there is happening back there.
Honestly, it's enough to get Cassius, like one of Cassius's ears to flick, and him to just absently look over.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, you gave me free lease, and this is what's fucking happening. Delta has started a fencing match with somebody. Like, he's got a sword cane. He hasn't been able to use it yet. He's been wanting to play with this toy for ages. So the 3 was like them not getting along. The 17 is them getting along quite well, actually, because they both enjoy fencing and looking fancy. And he's taken off his coat, and this goose looks kind of amazing considering how much he has been hiding away. He's still got all his nice clothes. His inner character design hasn't changed all that much. He is covered in frills. He's got this cute little bow thing. And yeah, around his wrist, which may be why he's doing so well at fencing, there's like this little decorative green string with a little clover end on it. And, you know, you can't tell if it's a bracelet. It's Cloverworm. Cloverworm is giving him some fencing lessons. So, yeah, they're having a great time over there. And, like, the whisper has got around. Like, so basically by the end of this night, oh my god, everybody in this bar is going to think that Delta Song is a vampire. I can't believe I sold myself up the river like this. But here it is.
This is wonderful. I wouldn't have wanted it to go any other way.
I'm digging it too, but yeah, as Lou says, I did this too myself. Improvisation is a powerful thing. All right, here we go.
Is. Oh, this is so good.
What would Cassius like to do? Are you going to intervene? Are you going to place bets? Or are you going to stick with your wine testing?
I think Cassius is intrigued enough to, like, have at least eyes on the situation to see if it goes south and if they need to leave.
Okay.
So I'm actually gonna cast Find Familiar real quick.
Yeah, sure.
And just kind of slinking out from behind Cassius's legs is actually like a little black cat with a little bobtail and like a little collar. Hold on, I will real quick find the image I have of this character because I do have her. Give me a moment.
Kitty cat.
Where are you, kitty? No, you are here.
We love Obby art. Also, thank you again, Obby, for the title image. It's so good. I love the most insufferable Delta I've ever seen.
I had to do it. I had to make
him obnoxious,
insufferable. TM. Oh, where is it? I'm trying to look it. Maybe it's further this way.
Whenever under pressure, it's hard. Oh, Lewis has got it. Lewis has posted it.
Lewis, you've got it.
We have Luna in the chat.
Yes, there she is.
Oh, that's a cute kitty. That's lovely. Oh.
So, Luna, the cat, which Lewis has mentioned, is going to make just like a little merc, and she's gonna slink her way over and sit on like the bar counter to like get an eye on the situation.
Okay. You don't have to roll perception or anything. I mean, you can just like basically see through this familiar, right?
Essentially, how familiars work is that you can either see through them, or they can like see and then grab someone's attention. I think Cassie's just gonna go for if the cat sees something fishy, to get him.
Okay.
Because he does have to have
that's
his own senses in operation for at least hanging out and doing the wine tasting. Well, wine tasting.
I mean, so who are you rolling perception for, or do you want to just like let things play out and continue with your little social evening over there?
I have kitty stats, so I can roll a perception check right here.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, the cat got a nat 20.
Oh, what? Luna sees all. It's like the video of the cat with the flower being put on their head, and it's like the prophecy was true.
The prophecy is true.
Luna's eyes just go poggers, galaxy brain time, and not only can Luna see that definitely there is this really weird, strange, like clover-like creature that is assisting Delta with fencing, which, you know, you would not naturally be very good at all. Fortunate that. So, you know, he's getting along just by, like, riding his luck very much so. And the other guy is starting to feel a bit annoyed about this. Like, he was just, like, trying to get a drink from the bartender, and Delta kept talking to him, and then the guy just got really pissed off and was like, fight me, motherfucker, because he thought he could take this tiny shrimp of a goose, and it's not working. So the other guy is starting to cast a spell.
Okay. I think Luna will actually get Cassius's attention, and Luna herself, after, like, she just like something like make Words. Give me a moment.
Words. This fine. I struggle with the words also.
Luna makes just like a very loud meow, just like a, and then gonna hop off the table and just go running in between this guy's legs.
Okay, this is very funny because what has happened is in fact that you have introduced an ill omen luck to Delta's vision. So he sees a black cat crossing his path, and to avoid this, he spins himself around. And basically, the other guy was trying to hypnotize him. So he breaks eye contact away from this guy, and this guy is like really thoroughly put out. Swings his sword, and let's see what happens with a luck roll. A 9. So usually, like, the luck is like a roll for Delta, so I feel like something bad probably happened.
Vampire trips over the black cat and accidentally gets him.
Yeah, actually, that could be it. I feel like that could be it. Like, the black cat is a misfortune omen. Like, that's not his patron. Like, that's someone else. So yeah, the other guy is actually going to go ahead and lance him. So that's a D8 plus. Let's make something up. I mean, he's going to be fairly decent with the rapier. This guy, a 4. That's like that was the lowest damage roll I could have been.
Minimum damage.
So, in fact, it would have been worse if Delta hadn't spun around. But yeah, the guy gets him. But it's also like foul play because Delta had his back to him. So everyone in the bar is like, boo, what? No, that's not kosher, get out. You know, like, so he's like now immediately the bad guy. He's the heel of the fight and everybody wants Delta to win.
Cassius is taking this as an opportunity to get away.
Oh, I see.
From, like, the people, and he's like, you know, like, how, like, when, like, a fight picks up in a bar and it starts getting really interesting, how literally everyone is gonna start focusing on that.
Yeah, I think even Fabio is just like, what is happening? I need to see, like, move.
Yeah. Cassius just makes, like, a motion towards everyone to, like, come watch.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Someone has brought popcorn from somewhere, you know, like, the Hammer Space is well supplied with popcorn. Yeah, so now it's just like everybody's watching the bar fight. Even the bartender, he's just like wiping out the glasses like this happens every evening. It's like, whatever.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Cassius is gonna take the booze. The
just
booze
like
blood
steal
again.
the
And
booze?
no, like the booze glass that he hadn't finished, and is just gonna walk over and drink it while he watches.
Oh, that's really funny.
I'm gonna make another con save.
You like the booze one, huh?
15.
15! You're feeling a little giddily, you know, like, it's the tingly drunk. Like, you're not drunk, you're just, like, you're getting the pleasant, slight brain fuzz. Like, the ideal amount of drunk, in fact. So you're not, like, falling over. But life is great, and you're having a bar fight, and maybe your new friend will die. That would be entertaining. So... Now what do I do? Actually, I've been giving you a lot to do. You tell me what to do now.
Well, trying to think. Well, obviously, you're still kind of in the middle of a fight, so you're probably going to need to fight your way out of that.
True, I haven't actually done a proper attack roll for him, actually. Boy. Should I just, like, roll to hit and see what happens?
Sure. Go ahead.
Okay, so... God. Do I have martial finesse? I'm pretty sure I don't. I'm a sorcerer. I gave him a rapier just because it's the sort of vain...
I think it would just be a flat d20 plus your dex.
Yeah, I think that's right. So, yeah.
No,
so it's a d20 plus 3.
7.
I'm gonna use a luck point. That was pretty dire. I will actually expend another one.
18.
That'll do.
Yeah.
I don't know what this other guy's AC is. Would you say it's like...
I'd say it's like we'll do like a well-rounded 15. Like not super high, but high enough to be a challenge in some roles.
Yeah, I mean, I'm envisioning this guy's being a rogue because I gave him like plus 3 to hit before. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, 8 I managed to get the guy, which is, about as surprising for Delta as anybody else in the room. So that's a D8 plus 3. But wow, D&D, I haven't played you for a while. Oh my god! That was max damage! For
Oh,
context,
heavens.
everybody. The other guy rolled the minimum amount of damage, so I got stuck for 4. I just rolled the max and got him back full front for 11. That's insane.
Uh-huh. Which, going by Rogue Health, that's probably like a third of it right there.
Yeah.
In just one swing.
Also, this is, as it were, just a bar fight. Like, he's not gonna try and kill the guy, but like, you are now officially the other guy. What do you do?
Well, considering this guy and he's a vampire, I offered the interesting challenge of what if this guy has buddies?
That is something I had not anticipated. Absolutely, he can have buddies.
I think he's just gonna basically make like a subtle hand motion. I will roll sleight of hand for it, and seeing that he's a rogue, he probably has that plus proficiency, so I'll make it a plus 5.
Oh yeah, sure.
15, just flat. Cassius can see this on his as passive. So
yeah,
this guy's gonna make like a hand motion, and one of the other guys in the crowd, like one of the other vamps in the crowd, just kind of perks up and like starts positioning himself.
Ooh, ominous. Yeah, Delta hasn't got a fucking clue. He's just playing the game and is kind of surprised at how well he's doing, but also not, because this is just how his life is. He's also enjoying the fact that he's being Delta for like the first time in a fucking long time. Like, he's blown his cover, but he's like, well, I've blown it. I might as well lean into it now.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna give an attack roll from this guy and see what happens.
Okay.
17!
Yeah, that will get me. That's for fucking sure with my armor class of 14.
Okay, so that will be a D8 plus 3 it was, I believe we rolled before? Yeah.
Well, if it's a regular,
5.
then, yeah, for sure.
5!
I mean,
that's still
honestly,
pretty close to minimum.
That still sucks though, because this guy is still a sorcerer. His hit points are not as dire as they used to be. My God, I started off low. Such happy memories.
They're still dire.
But no, that sucked. That really sucked. And so you didn't roll a stealth attack. That was just an attack. So everyone saw that. So now we have a riot. We already established the crowd has gone onto Delta's side. Everybody's watching.
Well, in my head, this wasn't from, the guy who was getting into position. This was from, the guy who was at front and center.
Oh!
Yeah.
It was from the sneaky bastard.
Oh, no, the sneaky bastard hasn't had a turn quite yet.
No, okay. Well, no, in that case, it's just fair and it's dramatic and everybody's like, whoa, this shit is lit! Someone get a camcorder! Whatever one of those is, I've never heard of one. So yeah, that's continuing, and if we've got 2 people in play, what's the play with Cassius? Is Cassius just still watching even though you can see this other guy?
I've been thinking that the initiative count has been this guy, then Delta, and now we're adding Cassius and the other guy. So I'm gonna roll for Cassius's initiative real quick, and if you want, you can roll the initiative for the other guy to see how they're faring in order of things.
That's fair enough. Okay, I'll give him, plus 2 initiative? 3 initiative? It doesn't fucking matter.
21!
I'm gonna give him a 3, but there's no fucking way I'll do better. Yeah, you'll go first. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what do you do, Cassius?
I think I have a fun spell for this sort of thing. I think Cassius, with all the subtlety of a skyscraper, is just gonna maneuver himself through the crowd. And he's going to get within range of this dude, and he's going to cast Cause Fear.
I love that spell.
I will read it for the crowd for what the spell does. Cause Fear. You awaken the sense of mortality in one creature you can see within range. A construct or undead is immune to this effect, but The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become frightened of you until the spell ends. The frightened target can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success.
Hang on, you just said undead aren't affected. Don't vampires count as undead?
I have no idea. I mean, I haven't been counting it for Cassius, because Cassius is kind of in a weird situation with his own vampirism.
No, okay, that would be a bit OP. Okay, we'll just say it works on these guys. They're toon vampires, most of them. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
So what, do I have to do a wisdom save, was it? Or
yes, a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, so if this guy is a rogue, we're going with, I assume. Unlikely to have a huge wisdom, but I'm going to give him +1 just to give him a little bit.
16.
16.
Ah, that beats it by just a little bit.
Yeah! Well, there you go. He manages to shake it off. I don't know if he's even aware that happened.
It doesn't say about becoming aware of who cast it upon a failure, so he probably isn't sure. He just knows that some magic attempted to be casted on him, but he doesn't know from where.
He probably assumes it's from Delta, honestly, so he's probably even more incensed to attack this guy now. Speaking of which, is that gonna happen, and who's rolling? Because I don't know. Whose line is it anyway?
Do you want to take the roll for the sneaky dude, who is now added in the crowd?
Sure. Okay, so this is a sneak attack, so it will be an advantage. If it's a rogue, he's probably gonna have a decent, so I'm gonna give him a +4. Can't believe I'm doing this to my own fucker. Oh, that's gonna hit. I'm just gonna roll again to see if it's a crit. It's not, thank God. Okay, 21. 21 absolutely gets him. Oh God, there's rules for like sneak attacks. It'll be like the normal damage of the weapon plus the sneak attack damage, which is like 2d6 for lower level rogues. Yeah, I don't want to die is the thing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna like say it's a d4, so it's just like a general knife dagger thing, plus what, 2d6?
Plus 2d6, yeah, for sneaky attacky.
A 6.
Wow.
It could be so much worse, actually. So
here's the Delta's luck, man.
Delta is feeling it though. Like it's like he isn't at half, but like he definitely felt being stabbed in the back. And I would ask, what do we do with the crowd? Because even if that was a sneak attack on Delta, we are in a crowd that is all eyes on this fight. Yeah,
we are in a crowd, and Cassius definitely would have seen that because he already made that passive perception.
Yeah, definitely.
Beforehand. So Cassius is actually going to be the one to call foul play.
Yeah, and I feel like some people would definitely have seen it. I'll roll a d20 just to see how many. 13! Ooh. Yeah, so like 13 is over half of the crowd saw that shit. So now there is a riot absolutely kicking off.
Yep.
And yeah, it's gone from fun bar type fighting, everybody's having a wonderful time, and no, we don't do that shit, and like punches flying. I don't know how vampires usually fight. I feel like punches probably isn't very vampire-esque. I mean, you're the vampire. How does this look? What's a vampire bar fight look like?
Well, I think vampires actually have, like, claws and teeth, so it's probably a lot more like an animal fight than anything.
Oh, gee, that's feral. I love it.
Feral!
Feral like dust cloud.
Feral. Dust cloud. Yeah!
There are bat wings sticking out of the cloud. There's occasional claws, like a wine glass gets thrown out and then caught and then tucked back in because, man, you can't waste that shit. Yeah, and out of the bottom crawls Delta, like, dragging his coat and, like, putting it on. He's like, okay, so this was fun, but I think
we have overstayed our welcome. Let's... Yep. Cassius is just gonna... I'm gonna roll strength. It's not gonna go well, I hope. To like just try and fail to pick up Delta. Well, I say and fail. I don't know what the dice are gonna. Oh no!
Fine. I mean, he doesn't even weigh that much, so it's even funnier. This guy has all the bones.
Cassius is a string bean.
Oh,
and I mean
God.
That in every sense of the word.
Okay. Yeah.
So like Cassius will grab on and like have a hand there to like help pull up, but he's trying and it's not working. So
it's basically aesthetic at this point. You put a hand out to help, and it's like it almost makes it harder for him to get up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Honestly,
we are going
you know
to
what'd be
scramble
funny?
for the door.
You know what would be funny?
Mm?
If Luna's coming up behind Delta and does like a little to like get him to get up.
Yeah. No, that would absolutely get him moving. He's like, ah! You know, like does the proper Louis scream and is going to go at full duck speed. In fact, you probably end up getting dragged along by Delta. He's just like, bye, no. And they ran all the way home. No, they like, how do we do this? Like, do we fly? Do we just jump off the building and then realize we're falling and then fly? I feel like that's probably
It's
what would happen.
probably the latter one, honestly.
Yeah. Like, and then and somehow, this tiny bat flies and carries Delta, who is probably actually assisting by having cast fly again, because she can do that multiple times. But the visual is fucking funny, because yeah, you have this bulbous-looking cartoon duck shape who's now Fox, again, conveniently. He's flying past the moon via tiny bat with colourful ears. And I figure we...
That was entertaining.
Yeah, I figure we probably end up going back to where we met, because that just makes sense, and we can end up going different ways. And Dada's just like, okay, so your friends are kind of a lot.
I wouldn't say we're friends, but that was entertaining. And
yes,
Cassie's kind of wordlessly kind of like grabs the hood from behind Delta and like pulls it up with his little bat feet.
Oh, yes, much appreciated. Yes, I did quiz the barkeep on where they get their supplies from and whether I was one of them and so on and so forth, and if anybody had a missing tooth and was likely to leave a single puncture wound, but no, nothing doing, so maybe it was something else. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, I also... Apparently they get most of their blood from incidents or accidents that occur at the... Did you say one puncture wound? Hold on.
Well,
hold on.
Didn't I say that?
Let me see. Where were you bit or punctured, as it were? Cassius is just gonna, like, as a little bat, hop down to where it is.
You literally have to, like, go inside his shirt, because it's like, yeah, it was like partway down his upper arm.
First, he's gonna see if, like, Delta, like, willingly shows it off, and if not, he will just dive in there.
I feel like that's the funnier option, so we'll go for that. Also, we have Bat inside clothing giggling, because, like, oh my god, that's tickling. Like, you're so fuzzy. Why?
Yeah. Cassius is gonna find it, gonna locate it.
And you locate it.
The longest pause. Like a full minute of silence.
Really bad? Am I gonna die? Am I gonna be undead? I actually don't know which one of those two is worse. Just, like, break the news to me, doctor.
Are a dumbass. This isn't even a bite mark. This is from a needle.
You mean someone took their knitting to me? No, you mean, like, the other kind.
Like the medical sort. This wasn't even the And Cassius is just basically
wait, did someone...
crawling outside of the sleeve, and he looks so annoyed.
Okay, so first of all, apologies. Kind of my bad. Also, it's blown up in my face, because now everybody in that social club knows who the fuck I am, and so do you. Please don't tell anybody.
You don't have
But does that mean someone...
So I don't particularly care, honestly.
Well, wait. You're like an expert at these things, right? And he's like tapping his arm like the puncture wound? Yeah?
Cassius is just staring at it like it's from a needle.
Yeah, but like, did the needle put something in me or take something out? Because either way, I don't like that.
I think I'm gonna roll medicine for Cassius to see if he can tell which one. Where is your medicine? Oh, you actually have some. I didn't realize.
Oh, gad.
16.
I don't know.
I think if
Is
I
that
remember
high enough?
what Jade said it was like a pull thing out of situation.
Yeah, I mean that is the legit answer. I'm like, is 16 high enough? But like, whatever.
Well,
Yeah,
16
I'll give
might
it
be
because
high enough after Cassius like asked a few like additional questions like, well, were you woozy after you found this wound? Was it like, did you feel drained in any way?
oh yeah, actually one of the worst nights of my life, and yeah, I've had a few of those. But yeah, that did happen.
Well, it looks like to me that somebody got a little blood donation while you were vesting. So
So in one sense, I was right because someone did an extraction job rather than put something in. I don't know if that's was
technically
actually
correct, but not by
I
one of
hate
us.
this.
No, it's
I
understandable.
absolutely hate this. Okay, so who the hell? You know what? I am beat. So this was a time I am not easily going to forget you, and I'm sure we'll meet again. I keep coming across people who figure out who the hell I am. I'm just gonna walk into my uncle's office one day and say, "Hey, I'm still here." But for today, I think I'm gonna call it a night and hope that nobody else sticks something else in my other arm. Okay, good night, Cassius, whatever the fuck you are, the third.
Yeah. Cassius is just gonna like kind of like watch you unamusedly. He's still kind of like sitting on your arm as a bat, but he will lift off with a couple flaps of his wings. And he's like, "So where are you staying? If I may be curious enough to ask."
Do I like instantly tell you that after everything that?
Well,
Okay, fine.
I'm probably going to find out regardless, but I feel
I
it is
also
within
hate that.
our best interests that you go home with an escort, considering they might try to follow you. They might try to follow you. This might be a tourist trap.
Yeah, that's then in that case, like, do you know this guy? He's called Grunkle John. He runs this tourist trap place thing.
Cassius does a full stop, like in the air, and drops like a foot before picking up his flight again.
Whoa, you good there? Did you drink too much back there?
Why does everyone know this? Why does everyone I come across know this guy? You're like the fifth person. Charismatic. Cassius is just like rubbing his face with his little bat wings, somehow staying in the air.
That's I'm doing him some favors, and his favor to me is giving me a roof over my head, which is actually really nice. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. If you want to stop by, which you probably will, and I'm trying not to think about the context that will bring. So I'm gonna go to bed. You're probably gonna go to lunch, right? And have a nice evening.
If we ever run into each other, it will be pure happenstance, because I am not going to go looking for you.
Oh my god, you do know who you're talking about in regards to happenstance. So I'll see you later.
Know what? Fair. I feel that's on me. Yeah, know what? See you later. Cassius is just gonna.
And I think they just do the equally just despondent wave, like this was inevitable, the fate gods have planned this. We're just gonna have to ride it out.
And then Maud, you want another funny detail?
Yes, please.
The motel that Cassius stays at is basically across the road from the woods that the mystery ram shack is in.
Are you kidding? I nearly ended up staying there. That's really funny. Okay. Like if I hadn't managed to like be staying with John, which I have to say that happened on the spot, and John was very gracious about that because I didn't anticipate staying in the actual shack. I was like, what? Okay. And yeah, so the other plan was to be in the motel. That would have been even
Amazing.
funnier if we were going back to the same place.
I mean, for the
Damn
most
it.
part, it looks like we're going back to the same place.
Yeah, it's like awkward. We like split up to go our different ways and then we walk down the same road. It's that thing. So awkward. Okay, yeah.
Well,
so,
I didn't
bye.
expect this to happen so soon. Well, fate is a funny thing, but this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, so these two disasters have officially met each other, and Alibi is gonna have a hangover the next day, even though he didn't drink anything. He's just gonna have a headache for the rest of the day. Because he's just learned information that A, he wanted to find out, but also B, didn't. No, he doesn't like the idea that someone like drew blood from him while he was unconscious. That is so fucked up. Like, that's the realest shit that's happened to him, and he died theoretically. That's like messed up.
Not to mention, all the vampires in the nearby area think Delta is just a vampire.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm gonna add that to my character sheet. Like, vampire friends? Question mark? I don't know.
At least
play
one
against it.
vampire enemy.
Yeah, at least one. Probably at least two, considering. Okay, well, this was eventful. I have to go. This was very, very fun, though.
This was very fun. Oh, thank you so much, Bud.
Thank you. And MVP to Spiffy, because my recording equipment just died on me and refused to work. So thank you, Spiffy, because without you, this would not have been preserved for posterity. So thank you.
Spiffy MVP.
You're grateful to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have to go. Oh, please put in a buoy noise, please. I'm very happy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yay. All right, legit. I do have to go. Love you. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.